before I get started, if we can just kind of have a couple rules. I'm going to try to answer all reasonable questions, so you guys don't need to talk over each other. Just give each other that professional courtesy. And the second thing is, I'm not going to answer unreasonable questions. So the reason that I am doing a press conference this morning is that my clients have asked me to discuss the recent release of discovery. As you all know, we're about a year now into the murder charges that Casey Anthony was indicted on. That day was October 14th of 2008. And through the year, discovery has been released at various intervals. The media has speculated, and people have brought in their experts to talk about what it means and what it doesn't mean. And now, a year later, we're just now getting into, I think, some critical issues that will come out at trial. The Anthonys have been through nothing less than hell for the last year and a half, starting with the disappearance of their daughter, or their granddaughter, Kaylee, and then the indictment of their daughter, Casey, for Kaylee's murder. They have stood behind their daughter, Casey. They've advocated for her. They've asked that people reserve judgment, that she be given the opportunity to have a fair trial, that she be given an impartial jury, and that people wait until the trial to determine what really happened. The Anthonys want to get to the truth. We all want to get to the truth, and it's going to be a slow process. But nobody should make judgments about what the truth is based on discovery and discovery alone. These are written documents. They're typed reports. Human beings breathe life into these documents. And the questions that we have now, I can't necessarily answer. The only people that will be able to answer those questions are the FBI agents, the technicians, the OCSO officers, and that'll happen at trial. So one of the things that I want to discuss is, what I'm going to do is just kind of give you the key pieces of discovery that were given to the Anthony family by the defense. And in the packet that I provided to you all, there are what I would consider three key pages: page 9618, page 9587, and page 9588. And then I also want to cover the, as you all know, pieces of evidence are identified typically by a Q number. Q59 is the hair mass that was found at the crime scene. Q60 is debris from Kaylee's skull. Q62 through Q64 is the duct tape that was found around her skull. And Q66 is the duct tape that was found on the gas can that you're all very familiar with. And if you look at the documents as we go down, and if we start out with 9618, it discusses the hair that was found and the fact that there's additional hair that is not identified and cannot be attributed to Kaylee Anthony or Casey Anthony. So the obvious question is, if there's an additional hair on there, who does it belong to? And I don't have the answer for that, but there should be an answer for it. If you go to 9587, it discusses the fabric portion of Q62 through Q64, which is the duct tape that was found around Kaylee's skull. And the fabric portion is not consistent with the duct tape that was found on the gas can. In the past, the speculation has been same roll of duct tape emanating from the same source, which would have been the Anthony home. That's now called into question. I bring these up not in an effort to defend Casey Anthony, because that's not my job. My job is to represent George and Cindy Anthony, and they retained me to help them find the truth. And there is an overwhelming opinion in the public that Casey Anthony is guilty. I get emails all the time talking about how she doesn't even deserve a trial. That, to me, is one of the most ridiculous things that an American citizen can say. Got people fighting and dying in different countries for rights that we sometimes take for granted. And so I want to urge and ask people in the media and in the public to wait for the trial. Form your opinion when these documents come to life with the technicians and the agents that did the test, did the examination, and then did the report. There are questions that may be difficult to answer, and there are questions that may be very simply answered. That needs to happen in the courtroom. That needs to happen under cross-examination and direct examination, and people need to form their opinions at that time and not now. And people need to remember that Casey Anthony is presumed to be innocent until proven guilty. Got a group of prosecutors that are excellent at their job. You got a defense team that is very well capable of accomplishing their jobs. And that's when we need to pay attention, not now so much to documents. Let me go ahead and take some questions.
First of all, the test that you said, the first document you referred to was dated January of 2009 and was probably a report on tests that were done last year. So another 9 months have gone since then. Do you have any idea whether they did further testing? I would assume they did. So I wonder why you are pointing to that since that's so old.
Good question. And the other good question is why is this 8 months old and just now, and this has not even come out. And so I don't know what the state attorney's process is in terms of disseminating discovery. But again, we go back to speculation based on discovery that gets released when we're not looking at the big picture. And this is part of the big picture.
Right, and some of these things are old. Even the tests about the hair in the trunk, when I looked at the date of that was from August 1st of last year, and there were more tests done after that we later found out about. So a lot of people are looking at these things and not looking at the dates and putting into context. But I'm looking at page 9587, and I'm trying to look through this real quick to see where it says that the two duct tapes.
It's a 9588 actually, Brad. It's the first paragraph in 9588.
Yep. Okay.
You got to follow through.
Okay.
See, that's the big picture, 9587 and 9588.
What do you think that means?
It means that they're not consistent as originating from the same source, which means potentially they're two different sources. And again, since I don't have any follow-up or any information as to whether they followed up, I think that part of it speaks for itself. And the last line in there is a conclusion. It says, accordingly, they are not consistent with originating from the same source as Q66. I don't think that could be any more clear.
Do we know what that means, though, in the bigger scheme of things?
As I understand it, is it your understanding or belief that there is also a stray or foreign hair that was found on the duct tape that cannot be identified as being from Casey or Kaylee?
Yes, that's my understanding. And so the question is,
where do you see that? I want to hear from. Tell me what you understand, as opposed to Bob stating it. What is it you're understanding?
That's what I don't have. I don't have that document yet. But as I understand it, there is a hair that has not been matched.
From where?
From
the duct tape.
Could you state it completely as you understand it, Brad?
From the duct tape, there appears to be a hair that is not matched.
The 9618 says there is no hair other than Kaylee's on that duct tape. I don't know why you refer to 9618.
Yeah.
260 and 62 to 64. With the breathing skull and the three pieces of duct tape around the skull, they're not microscopically dissimilar to the Caucasian head hair found in her hair mask.
That's
9618.
again, that's